Greetings everyone, hope you all are safe at home. Welcome to our video presentation, which the topic is Injustice Faced by Frontliner Medical Officers. According to the official portal of the Ministry of Health Malaysia, the medical staff is the backbone of health and medical services in our country. Medical officers play an important role in planning, implementation, and re-evaluating health-related activities and programs so that people have effective, good, and quality health facilities. In this regard, the Ministry of Health needs more competent and dynamic medical officers who are willing to take on the challenge and ready to serve the country to join the public service sector. Dedicated, committed, and trustworthy medical officers in fulfilling their responsibilities will ensure that people enjoy quality, accessible, fair, and world-class health services. In addition, the rationale of this study is to examine the factors, effects, and measures of the issue of injustice affecting the front line of medical personnel. Malaysia has a doctor-patient ratio which stands at 1 to 635 based on the Health Ministry data from 2017, which is far away from the ideal of 1 to 100 promulgated by the World Health Organization. Malaysia also has a shortage of specialists in various branches of medicine. The ongoing COVID-19 outbreak has further served to underline this fact. Doctors are now being pulled out of retirement to help with the treatment efforts, and housemen are also being roped in this issue. So what are the causes of medical officers to be treated unfairly? According to the Malaysian Medical Association, contract medical officers who had 2 years of training are given lower pay scales than those who were absorbed as regular doctors even though both did the same job. The fresh doctors who are under contract are currently given a U41 grade compared to the U44 grade for their permanent colleagues and are paid 364 ringgit less. Equalizing their salaries would cost the government about 11 million annually. Till now, we do not have any clarification from the government regarding this issue. Next, the amount of medical students and housemanship being offered annually is very small, and those not selected are forced to pay a large amount to study in private universities or wait for a longer period for housemanship. Lastly, contract medical officers are not being allowed to access local postgraduate training programs. These programs should be an open system which is open to all Malaysians. Denying entry to postgraduate training for the contract medical officers will result in some of them leaving for other countries and serving for the foreign countries, especially those who use the alternative training pathways, which are overseas examinations for specialized training.
The second part is effects of unfair treatment towards medical officers. In this era of pandemic, there are many difficulties faced by the medical officers. However, under these situations, wages and treatment received by the medical officers were still as usual, although they had to work much more than usual. This will inevitably lead to some people resisting employment in the medical industry. Considering the actual situation, choosing to invest in a low-income, high-risk, and laborious industry is considered irresponsible against their parents and families. This doesn't prevent the patriots who love saving people's lives from sticking to the medical industry, but after all, it will affect the way many students learn medicine. Moreover, if a new virus breaks out next time, the medical staff will still have to go to the front line if the conditions of medical staff are still so difficult and the risks are still the same. There will be fewer and fewer people in the world who want to learn medicine. If there are fewer and fewer medical staff, then if this country has a virus outbreak, who will it depend on? Who can we ask for help? More importantly, If doctors and nurses have been working in a high-stress environment, they will lack energy, which may cause errors during their work, misdiagnose patients, and even affect their own health. If doctors' unhealthy problems are not solved, how can they have the energy to treat the patients? Not only this, doctors and nurses have to do high-intensity work, but low salaries, which is not enough to support their family and themselves' expense. The high-tension working atmosphere can cause a large chance of them giving wrong medicine to patients and then being reprimanded by the patients later, or in the worst case getting sued and file a law case and end up losing the doctor's license. Therefore, if the situation hasn't been improved, those doctors with low salaries will have no choice but switch to the private sectors from government sectors, as private sectors pay a higher rate to them. However, they have no choice due to their financial problems. The government will be short of staff and it will be a worrying matter, especially when there are emergency cases, when more manpower is needed in the government sector. In addition, there might also be medical officers who prefer changing their careers. In this case, the government hospitals might lack qualified and potential doctors who can make an indelible mark of success in their career as medical officers or specialists if they further their studies and develop themselves.
Assalamualaikum. Hi, I want to talk about the way to prevent injustice faced by medical officer. We realize that being a medical officer is very important career, and without them, we cannot have a good life, especially when we have to face situations like pandemic COVID-19. So that we have to take serious about the unfair faces by medical officer because they put themselves in a high risk condition to save us. There are several ways to prevent this problem. One of them is the government should come up with policies which can guarantee the welfare and well-being of healthcare officers. Government have to concern about their working hours. There are many cases of accident occurring after medical officers work in a long duration of working hours. We know that healthcare officers have a lot of work to do, but also they need enough sleep and rest well. Let the medical officer have more rest time by adjusting the working hours. Therefore, they have more energy to focus and put full of commitment in their work. Next, the way to prevent injustice of medical officers related to the salaries that do not match with the work. There are two types of medical officers, which are permanent medical officer and contract medical officer. Both of them have to take the same risk and also do the same work, but they receive a different amount of salary. Permanent staff are paid more than contract staff. This is unfair to those who have to do same work but face the same situation but get paid less. Due to that, government should renew or adjust the contract of medical officers so that they can have higher payment and allowance. Besides that, the way to prevent injustice faced by medical officers is by giving more housemanship support to medical students so that they can contribute to the country. We know that our country has an insufficient supply of doctors, specialists, and healthcare staff. That gives the medical officer more pressure because they do not have enough workers. In conclusion, medical officers play an essential role in the medical field. The pandemic that broke out recently have made us aware of the importance of medical staff. In the protection of this new coronavirus, many medical staff stayed at their jobs, wearing heavy protective clothing and take masks, while we just stay quarantined at home to prevent virus infection. Last but not least, injustice that is faced by medical officers is a critical issue that we have to give attention. we will have a big problem if they don't want to continue working in this area because of the injustice that they face. So that the government have to take action to make sure the rights of medical officers are fulfilled in order to bring peace and harmony to our country politically, economically, and socially.